beautiful butterflies, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, oh hello Dexter. If you're new here, my name is Beverley, that's Dexter, that's Gizmo, who you can't see at the moment, and it is lovely to see you today. In this video we're going to be talking about how the internet can help your mental health. So I remember not too long back seeing an article about how in America they want to be able to have access to disabled people's social media so that they can kind of keep tabs on you if you're going out too much or doing things. Now I can understand this because there are some people who pretend to be disabled so they don't have to work, but it's only, I mean, statistically I think they've found it's only something like 2 to 5% of people who claim benefits who are faking. So monetarily wise, does it make sense to do that? I don't think it does, because you've got to have people who are going to be looking through everyone's social media or computers or whatever. It's all costing money and you're only catching a very small percentage of people anyway. But that got me thinking about how the internet's really helped me since I became sick, and so I really wanted to do a video about that, just to kind of raise awareness of how much the internet is needed and warranted if you have mental health issues or chronic illnesses or disabilities or whatever. So the first way that it's really helped me is meeting other people with the same illnesses as me. This is invaluable. When I have, say, my shoulder at one point was like popping in and out of socket and I couldn't get it to stay in place, and I didn't call up my doctor, because calling up your doctor is difficult to do, especially with the NHS now. It's not that easy to do because of money cuts. But it's still very important to have people to talk to, and the people who are living with those illnesses are the best people to go to. They know all the little tips and tricks in order to help whatever new symptom you've got. They can tell you if that new symptom is your illness, or maybe it's something new, or maybe it's just a common cold, because illnesses, once you have a chronic illness, another illness can easily come along, like a cold, like the flu, and knock you about, and you don't know whether that's a new symptom that you're going to have to live with for the rest of your life, or if it's just a cold and you will get better in a little while. It's so difficult to know, and having resources from people who are actually living with it, not just doctors and nurses, even if they're specialists in whatever sickness that you have, they're not living with it. So they might have tips and tricks, but again, they're getting those tips and tricks from people they're dealing with who have the illness. So why bother taking up somebody's time when you can just go straight to the source? It's amazing. A lot of people who have chronic illnesses turn to YouTube, like me, making videos. Some have blogs, which is amazing. I have a blog, link down there. Shameless self-promotion, but the link's down there. And all these resources are there. Some of my friends even have like Facebook groups, forums. There are all sorts of places where you can get help from people who have those illnesses, and it is invaluable, the things that you can learn and the little things that you can pick up by going to these people. The next thing is making friends. When I first got sick, I moved from living on my own with a boyfriend and friends and going out and doing my own thing, to moving back into my childhood bedroom with my family and not being able to go out by myself. And it broke me. It was horrible. I had no friends. Suddenly I had nothing. It felt very much like everything I'd worked for had just been ripped out from under me, and it was so horrible. But I had the internet, and I found there were forums and groups and people to join in with, and I made so many friends that are still friends today from the hobbies and the things that I did back then. And I can honestly say that they've stuck around more than the friends that I had before. I don't think any of my friends from like school or college or university stood by me. They all just kind of disappeared. And so having that resource of the internet, being able to make friends with people with the same hobbies, the same thoughts, making friends with people who have got the same hobbies and interests as you is just so cool. And it means that you get to make lifelong friends, hopefully, and keep up with friends that you had before. It's that social side of us that is so needed to keep your brain from that isolated feeling, that locked away, shut away from society feeling that a lot of people who are chronically ill or disabled have. Not everybody, but a lot of us have, because it's difficult to go out and do things when you are dealing with fatigue and pain, and you've got incontinence problems, or you've got to take feeds or be hooked up to an IV all day. Like, I don't know, there's so many different reasons, millions of different reasons, even if it's mental health issues, which is the main reason why I don't get to go out as often as I would like, because of anxiety and because of depression, chronic depression. Having friends online means that I can have fun and chat to my friends when I need them, and it just really takes that isolation away. It's incredible, and I would definitely recommend it to anybody out there. Go out, find your friends, find your little group. They might not be living near you, but they'll probably be there for you when it kind of feels like nobody else is. The internet is also great for keeping up with friends who you don't get to see very often. My best friend Louise lives in London, and so does my other best friend Hannah. They both live in London, which is about 2.5 hours away on a train. I do occasionally get to go and visit them, but most of the time I'm here and they are there, and I don't know what's going on in their lives, but I have Facebook, I have Instagram, I have instant messengers, I have places where I can connect with them and make sure that I am up to date with what's going on in their lives. I can message them, I can leave comments, they can see what I'm up to. It's just a really great resource. And all of these things together take away that isolation. I think it was Help the Aged who, I think it was last year or the year before, did a whole big survey about the elderly and about how a lot of them feel isolated from the community, and people who are isolated tend to have a lot more mental health issues. As well, on top of that, I remember when I was training to be a nurse, we were taught that people who didn't see other people, like the elderly, the disabled, who don't get human touch, who don't get to talk to people, they tend to have less of a long life. They tend to struggle more with mental health issues and things like that. And so it was really important to me back then to really spend time with the patients that I knew lived alone. And now I kind of live alone because my husband is at work. When he goes to work, it's like 6 days out of the week, and he's usually gone for something like 20 hours in the day. If it's a lot, it feels like 20 hours a day, because when he usually leaves before I'm awake, and he's home just in time to have dinner, and then we have showers, go to bed. Like, we don't really get to see each other all that much. For 6 days a week, it's just me at home with the 2 doggies, who also help my mental health. But having the internet, being able to talk to friends, being able to chat, it really takes that isolation away and helps me to be able to connect with other people. Another great part of it is being able to help others. That's why I have this YouTube channel. That's why you're watching my lovely face today, because I want to help others as I learn, as I grow in my spiritual journey, in my chronic illness journey. I want to be able to share that with you. As well as I do those things, I want to be able to share it on my blog. I want to be able to help others. I want my Instagram posts to not only be selfies of me saying hashtag living my life or whatever the heckers you want to do, but I want them to have a message and I want to help others. And doing that, dedicating a large part of my life to that, has helped me so much. It's helped me to see that, okay, my life's not over just because I can't go out that much. I'm not storing up information about my illnesses, about mental health, about vintage fashion and growing in confidence and all these different things. I'm not just storing it up for nothing. I can share it out onto the internet and people who need it can find it. And that has helped me so much. And I know so many other chronic illness warriors and mental health warriors feel the same way. They share on social media. You can find so many people on social media, on blogs, on YouTube videos, just sharing on Facebook. All these things just help others, and that's what life's all about, isn't it? Helping others. It's not about being selfish. I don't think it is. So that's really important, I think, and it helps so much, because I know I keep saying it helps so much, but I just feel like it gives me a purpose. It helps me to see life as me being bigger than just me. My life is not this little small box that I live in, that I share with my dogs and my husband, and then I'll die and that's it. There's more to life. I can touch other people's lives through this screen, through the computer screen, on my social media, and it's going to do more good and help so many people, and that just touches me so much and helps me to feel like my life is making sense. And for a lot of my life I was suicidal. That little thing of helping others, it wasn't there. Even though I was nursing before I got sick, it didn't feel like I was helping people, because most of the time I was doing paperwork. The NHS is full of paperwork. It's probably even worse now, but back then I just remember being like, this is not what I thought it was. But now I feel like I'm my own person and I can help people in my own way, and it's just such a great feeling. One other great way that the internet can really help us is learning new skills. I can get a book in seconds to my Kindle and be reading it. From the moment I see it to the moment I'm reading it can be just a few clicks of a button. I can do courses on all sorts of things on many different teaching sites. There are places like the Open University that you can sign up for just little courses. And I think learning new skills, like there's YouTube channels where you can learn to crochet or learn to knit. There are videos about how to make things or how to edit videos. That's how I've learned how to do this. I've just taught myself by watching other people do things, and it's so important to be creative. We are all creative beings. No matter what it is, we all have imaginations. We all have that side of us where we want to be making things, painting, writing, doing, creating, baking. And there's so many resources online to be able to do that. And from that we can learn to be more creative, and then maybe we could even start doing YouTube videos about that new thing that we've just learned, or a blog or whatever, and it comes full circle. The internet helps us so much. It's an amazing resource, and that's what it was designed to be like. It was designed to help universities and college students to learn new things and look things up easier, and it's become this whole thing that we've kind of lost control of. But in my little corner of the world, I am writing constantly. I love writing. I love making up stories with my friends. It's called role play. It's so much fun. I do it on a role playing site as TV and movie characters, and you just write stories. You can read and write fan fiction. There's so much, the possibilities are endless, and that's what I love about the internet. Doing what I do online takes a little bit of work every single day. I have to make it into a little bite-sized chunk so my fatigue can cope with it. But it's so worth it, because hopefully you out there on your screens, on your TV, on your laptop, on your iPad, on your phone, wherever you're watching this, you will get some ideas of how to really start to use the internet as a way to help your mental health, to help you keep growing, to help you keep learning. You're never too old to do a degree. You're never too old to do something. So definitely try and get out there, do new things, find a new hobby, a new skill. So my lovelies, I really hope that this resonated with you. I hope that if you've got mental health issues or chronic illnesses, or you're disabled, that this will really help you to find new ways to utilise the internet to help you. There are so many resources out there. I will leave a link to a blog post I have with lots of resources in it. So hopefully that will give you some ideas and some help if needed. I really hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to head right down there and click that little subscribe button. Ring that little bell so you always know when I upload. I'm usually here Mondays and Fridays, my health permitting. I do my very best. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to leave me a cheeky little like down there as well. I really hope that this helped you. If you have any more ideas or anything else you want to talk about, or any ideas for me, leave them down in the comments. I love chatting to you all about things, anything at all. Yeah, so I hope you have a really wonderful weekend. I hope today is a lovely shiny bright day for you, and I will see you next time. Bye.